Good morning. Buenos dias. Please rise in body and or spirit to join us in hymn, not number 1050, but number 1058, called Be Ours a Religion in the Teal Hymnal. Welcome back, Jim. Good morning and welcome. Bienvenido. My name is Lori Douglas. My pronouns are she, her, and hers, and I'm the worship associate for this service of the Unitarian Universalist Fellowship of Charlotte County. I'm about 5'6", have short, wispy white and gray hair, and I'm wearing red and white striped pants and a white shirt with sparkly silver stars, and my blue UU cap. And the theme this month is play, okay?
She's playing with you.
I was playing with you, that's right. Not quite, all right. The 4th of July. Some of us have had mixed feelings with this year's holiday. At the same time, I hope you were able to have some fun over the holiday and be with family or friends or nature or puppies or kitties or whatever you like. It's a joyous time for the blossoms in Florida right now. I am so impressed. Whew. In light of our playful theme, would someone raise their hand and share something you did to play this week? There you go, Lori.
I went to a slightly stupid concert.
Slightly Stupid concert. Okay. Is that a group or is that the name of it? Oh, it's the name of it. Okay, great. Thank you. Who else?
Normally make my own food, but I went out to a lot of restaurants with my visitors.
Nice. Went out to restaurants with visitors. Yay. Lynn, what do you got?
I played cards with Joseph's family.
Oh, cards. What kind of cards? Rummy. All right. Anybody else? Fun stuff? Hi.
I played Uno with my family.
Uno. Nice. Anyone else? Yes, Nancy.
So, it may not be fun to everyone, but we climbed the steps up the Eiffel Tower.
Oh, steps up the Eiffel Tower. It was rough. Zachary, what do you have? Went to the movies? Oh, yay. What'd you see? Jurassic Park. Oh, wow. Jurassic World. Okay, yay. John. Very good. All right. Anybody else? That's a lot of play for this congregation. The choir was very serious the whole week. They just stayed and practiced. Right. Every week we gather together by singing an invitation, even as we are scattered in many different places, and whether our sacred space be virtual or live. Whatever your faith or the country of your heritage, you are welcome here. Whoever you are and whomever you love, you are welcome here. And whether you entered on little feet or walked in briskly or ambled or rolled in, you are welcome here. Whether you're relatively new to our community or you've been active here for years, you are welcome here. We are glad you chose this congregation today as your place of worship. I'd like to mention a few items that will help this service to run smoothly. First is we're being broadcast on YouTube live, and the recording will be on our UUFCC YouTube channel after the service. Consequently, for privacy concerns, you know what we do, right? First names only, last initials. This is a good time to put your phones in meditation mode. And we do have hearing assistance devices available in the back by the tech team if you need those. And for those here who are watching virtually, perhaps in your jammies, you may wish to have a chalice or a candle available for your chalice lighting ritual. Finally, I'm thankful for all of the dedicated people who have made this service and community possible. Our choir, I look around, our decorating team, our cleaning, greeters, all those that you are here today. We couldn't do it without you. Kitchen folks, goodie providers, and grounds. We also thank our tech team in the back, Corey, Tom, and Doug, and our pinch hitter pianist, Jim B., and the choir, and Adam and Zachary for being here and helping. Yay. Adam, who goes by AJ, will be have passed out the hymnals to you. And who else do we have here? And we have also our special two-timer here, chalice lighter, Adam again, AJ again. If you're new here or returning from some time away, please stand or wave in body or spirit and state your first names and where you're from so that we can welcome you. Anybody new here? Anybody? There we go.
Check.
I'm Kathleen. I've been away for 5 or 6 years, but I've been attending on YouTube. It's nice to see you all in person.
Wonderful. Good to see you too. Wow. Anyone else been away for a while or come back? Okay. Wonderful, wonderful. If you've not already, well, you know people around here, so I don't have to introduce you. Kathleen. If you're new at home, you can wave to us, and we can wave to you. Can everybody wave to the people at home? Yay. They'll get a kick out of it, I hope. Okay, and if you want to learn more about our fellowship that you don't know already, you can email Anna or Sandy and write to office@uufcc.org or visit our website, which is incredibly full of lots and lots of information, thanks to Laura and Laura. Laura away and Laura here, yes. Wherever you are, we're glad you've chosen to spend our time today with us. Spend your time today with us. We now have a prelude by Jim B. We will now open this sacred space by turning our attention to the chalice through words by Catherine Esty. Catherine is a church administrator in Portland and an avid reader and puppy lover. It's called Little Flame. Little flame, light the tender kindling of our souls, and soon a roaring blaze shall be of warmth and love and community. From this little spark, may a fire of passion spread from heart to heart, and light our way, sweet Spirit, and light our way. Now, while AJ comes up and lights our chalice here in the sanctuary, and those of you at home light your chalices, please join me in reciting our affirmation. Love is the spirit of this fellowship, and service is its law. This is our aspiration, to dwell together in peace, to seek truth in love, and to help one another. Please rise in body or spirit again for number 1023 at the Teal Hymnal, Building Bridges. Later. The opening words today are by Sherry Woodbury, and Shelley's going to come up here and help me with this a little bit. Sherry Woodbury is a minister at the First Unitarian Church of Omaha and seeks to create pathways for the transforming power of love. Sherry is sustained by making music, communing with nature, and playing ping pong with her husband and teen.
I read that.
Okay, yep, I read this.
Okay.
Okay, we got it. Let us enter into this sacred sanctuary the way a soft infant enters the bright world.
Squinting in wonder, holding to another, taking it all in.
Let us open all our senses and let our synapse spark one connection after another.
As we make sense of the world and find joy with each other and follow the instinct to play.
Thank you. We have a long tradition here of UUFCC of sharing joys, sorrows, and milestones by entering them into the book of life. These messages can be written in the Red Book, which we know lives in the back of the sanctuary. Is there anything in the Red Book there today?
Nothing today.
Okay, then we'll go ahead here. Thank you, Joseph. Those at home are welcome to email your entries to the Book of Life at uufcc.org by Saturday. We also embrace the tradition of dropping stones in the bowl over here. The water symbolizes the community, and the stones represent our joys and sorrows and milestones. I will first read, well, I won't, because we don't have any entries in the Book of Life. I now invite anyone who would like to come forward and drop a stone, either in silence or share briefly aloud, and come over on the wall over here. There'll be time for announcements later in the service.
It's unusual for me to be up here. I generally don't do this sort of thing. But the first thing, I got to keep my priorities in order. Happy birthday, Cheryl. The second, if you're going to use a microphone, it's got to be within 6 inches of you. So keep that in mind. The other thing I want to talk about, and what brings me up here, is that I lived in Kerrville and Comfort, Texas for 25 years. I've got an awful lot of friends and some family that lives there yet. I was there in '87 when we lost 10 girls from a camp. This year, the number is already past 30, and it's not over. They're having a really hard time, so I'd appreciate if each one of you would send a little bit of positive vibes their way. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Mike. I just want to let you know Bob Moran checked in with me a couple days ago, and he wanted me to pass on to the fellowship how he's doing. You may not be aware, but he and Peggy Dawn returned to Ohio probably a couple weeks ago to look about having his knee repaired again. Had to go back there because that's where his workman's comp insurance took place because of the accident. Anyway, in the process of getting clearance to have his knee fixed, they found out he had trouble with his heart. Apparently he had an echocardiogram, which he failed, and turned out that he had AFib and had a very low cardiac output. So this week he's undergoing further cardiac evaluation. He's going to have an endoscopy to figure out if they can ablate the cause of his AFib. AFib is an irregular heart rhythm originating in the atria. It can be very fast. When it gets too fast, the heart doesn't have time to fill, and the cardiac output just drops, and he just feels tired all the time. So anyway, he's having an endoscopy to try to ablate the AFib or figure out where it is. And also, it sounds like he's going to have his aortic valve replaced as well. So that's the bad news. The good news, he's at Cleveland Clinic, which is probably the best place to have this done. So he sends you his regards, and to let you know he's still listening to Peggy Dawn to keep him straight.
Thank you, Dr. Mike.
Bring this down. Good morning. I'm Linda, and I have lived in Charlotte County for 24 years with my husband, and I was a member here for a good long time and sang in the choir and had lots of people that I love here. I will be leaving at the end of July to relocate to Delaware with my husband, and that's kind of a joy because we're both from New York State originally, and the heat doesn't work for us. The sorrow is that I'll be leaving a lot of people that I really care about and who've befriended me along the way, and a lot of people here and in all of the places that I was involved. It's really difficult to have to face this, but you know, life goes on for everyone, and I hope that all of you will be safe and happy here. And if you ever come to Delaware, look me up. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Finally got the Stones right. A couple joys, three. One is, as a fellow athlete, I got to see my friend's son swim the 1.5 miles across the Peace River. And there were very few people swimming, but he swam across, and I got to be there when he came out of the water. So it was really fun because his mom and dad couldn't come because, you know, my friend's mother is dying, which is his grandmother. The second thing is I moved here, and my family is all in Illinois. One of my friends came to visit, and the only thing is I didn't realize that she was so humidity and mosquito aversive. She stayed inside for the 4th of July. I had to go by myself. I mean, I normally do, but I thought we were going to share it. But the joy is we went to Carmelo's last night because it was one restaurant that we could get into, and it was totally inside. And but it was really sad because I love the outdoors and I want to share, but you probably had friends that just don't like it. Well, like some people just mentioned, they're going back to Delaware. But I adore it. So there was one other one, but I am so tired from dealing with her night hours that I can't remember it. So, I'm going to visit my family tomorrow. I'm flying out to Illinois, so I'll see my friends. I'll see my family. I'll see my 8-month-old granddaughter, and I'll see my 3-year-old granddaughter. And I am a playful spirit. I will be playing a lot. I go down the slide with her. I crawl on the floor. You know, I am eternally young at heart. Thanks.
I'm going to need some help with this. Lori, the name of our Venezuelan family.
Saran Hill.
What?
Saran Hill.
Saran Hill. Lori and I went to visit them yesterday. It was amazing. They had went to the food bank on Friday, but it was closed because it was a national holiday. And unbeknownst to Lori went grocery shopping, and we took food over there because they didn't have any food. So I want you to keep them in your prayers and your thoughts. And those two kids, well, yes, you play on the floor with them, okay? Thank you.
Hey everybody. I was really excited to do the Port Charlotte to Punta Gorda swim, and Jane was there to support me, so that was really cool. I met my goal, and I was really excited because I was happy with my swim time, and I've been preparing for that, but now I'm kind of like bummed out because like I don't have any goals right now, so I have to like, you know, so it's probably like a little, I'm just experiencing a little bit of like what Olympic athletes do when like they do their event, and it's just like, okay, well, what do I do now, kind of, so, you know. But yeah, I really appreciate the support for, you know, coming to help me out, so that's it, yeah.
Thanks.
Hi, I'm Trudy, and I have a joy to share. I was chosen as Artist of the Month for July and August. And my work is being shown up at the administration building, and they'll present me with a certificate saying that I was Artist of the Month. Most of the work you've already seen because over the years I've had them in the shows here, but a lot of portraits, and very grateful to the Visual Arts Center, and let's support the arts. They're so important for our well-being, and I'm grateful for that.
Congratulations. Wow.
So we've heard the joy of an artist, the sadness of transition. We've heard about a deep concern of many people. Certainly now the issue in Texas is recovery, no longer rescue. And so I just want to offer a little prayer, and you can pray however you pray. Loving Creator God, we thank you for the wonder of life, the joys, and even the sorrows that help us grow. But right now we mourn those deaths of young children with so much more to look forward to that will not have that future. And we lift up the families of those children who now know their lovely daughters will not come home. Hear our cries for mercy.
Thank you, Jim. That was beautiful. We didn't mention it, but I just need to mention this now as another thing to consider. There are many people right now in our country with brown skin who are afraid to come out of their houses. And let us also send love and caring and concern for them. All right. On a happy note, I'm happy to introduce Reverend Ann Barker. Aside from being a religious educator for many, many years, Reverend Ann is also our pastoral minister here at UUFCC. It is not uncommon to find Ann behind closed doors over here, or comforting one of us, or on the other end of the phone, with one of us in need. Please welcome Reverend Ann Barker, who will take us on a romp through UU history.
I just have to get organized here. Now, the committee that interviewed me for this position covered a lot of ground about your history and current issues, and I was delighted to accept this position to be your pastoral caregiver. But they did not mention that there are quite a number of NISA running around this congregation. NISA are a little bit like Smurfs, 3 apples high. They're Scandinavian elves, if you will. And their task is to help the farmer plant, harvest, care for the animals, and work in the household to keep it clean and neat and well maintained. And they also have among them Kirke Nisa. Kirke is the Danish word for church. I don't know the Danish word for fellowship, but these little busy beavers do all kinds of things. They count hundreds of keys that are found in various places. They provide food and hospitality, and we never notice them. They're so small. But there's a particular NISA who does all kinds of interesting tasks that you would normally think would belong to a male NISA, but it's a female NISA. If you decide on an office space, suddenly it's painted with new flooring. Wonderful. All the dendritis moved out. And if you say, I'd really like a nice platform to preach from that's just the right height and wide enough so I don't feel like I fall off, that NISA jumps into action. But that NISA has asked that no special honors be given or that NISA's name mentioned. But I am grateful for all the NISA who do all these things to make this fellowship run smoothly. Now today we're going to take a 15-minute romp through UU history, and those who don't have an elevator speech, if you don't know what that is, you'll quickly learn. So here we go. Focus your attention on what I'm saying as I romp through 2,000 years of UU history and a somewhat shorter history of universalism, because you will be offered the opportunity to do some homework. Yes, Unitarianism has been around since the earliest Christian church, as various groups tried to figure out how to be followers of Jesus, how they would worship, what they would believe, not think, but believe, and how they would pass on the Jesus story. There was never unanimity, and I was taught from the early days of Christianity, people debated these very issues. Not learned theologians. But the baker, the candlestick maker, ordinary people, this was their passion. Now, our Christian confession professor taught Crystal and I a little ditty to remember Arianism, one of the first heresies in the church, and it relates to Unitarianism. Hit it. There was a time when he was not doo-dah, doo-dah. He was made and not begot. Oh, doo-dah day. Why, thank you. Now you know why I don't sing in the choir. Arianism was what the church called heresy. It believed that Jesus was not of the same essence as God. Jesus was not begot, but made like every other human being. This was the beginning of Unitarianism. It really began to take shape during that period of rapid, turbulent times that were happening all over Europe. It's the time we call the Reformation. Men like Michael Servetus, a Spanish theologian, physician, and Renaissance humanist, and Jan Hus, a Czech theologian and priest. They taught a variety of beliefs that were in conflict with the Roman Catholic Church. Servetus wrote a critique of the Trinity. Thereby you get Unitarianism. And he rejected the notion of original sin. These ideas influenced Unitarian churches in Poland and Transylvania. He was condemned to death and burned in effigy by the Roman Catholic Church. And he escaped to Switzerland, where he expected a big welcome from John Calvin, another reformer. Instead, he was burned at the stake for real there. You see, thinking for yourself, concluding these things for yourself, can be very dangerous business. For his trouble, Hus was burned at the stake a century earlier for his teaching of non-orthodox beliefs. Sometimes he is included in the forebears of Unitarian Universalism. Unitarianism flourished in Hungary and Transylvania, and King John Sigismund issued an Edict of Tolerance, which created the right to complete religious freedom in his kingdom. Until his death, people were free to be Roman Catholic, Lutheran, Calvinist, or Unitarian, which was King John's personal faith. History, unfortunately, does not record how Jews or Muslims fared. Soon, Unitarianism spread to England, where to this day you will find Unitarian Christian churches and other Unitarian churches that are more like our fellowships here. And soon it spread to England, where to this day you will find these churches. And from England, of course, it came to America. And the first Unitarian church was King's Chapel in Boston. I've talked about that before. And it spread all the way across the country to San Francisco, other places in California. Now, Universalism is a basically homegrown American denomination, though I am sure some Christians always held the same tenets. It says very simply that unlike many Christian groups that preach the idea that those who sin against God will be punished eternally in a lake of fire, instead, all persons will be saved and spend eternity with a loving and compassionate God. In most other ways, it was a typical Christian church. Through the 19th century, these two denominations here in the United States grew kind of side by side. And they soon were regarded by the public as, okay, they're a little different, but they're acceptable people. Remember, sometimes that was not tolerated. Gradually, both groups explored religions outside of Christianity, like Buddhism, neo-paganism, and humanism. By the mid-20th century, Universalism was fading in most mainline churches as they began to accept a loving and compassionate God. So in 1961, they merged into the Unitarian Universalist Association. There are fewer and fewer Christians within the tradition, so it might be time even to think of a new name. The UU president, William J. Sinkford, coined the term elevator speech to designate the ability to express what one believes and why one is a UU in a couple of floor elevator ride. Some use my Uncle John's speech. I'm a UU because they let you believe whatever you want. Of course, that's not quite true. He enjoyed the freedom to not be a traditional Christian, but we all know UUism does not tolerate bigotry, violence, or hatred. So if you happen to have any of those as your core value, you won't feel welcome here very long, because this congregation is about love and acceptance. Now, there's a problem with all this love and acceptance. In Appleton, there was a new member who was a military reservist and an absolutely wonderful teacher for the 7th grade class. He put a lot of effort, he put a lot of technology into it, he really got the kids engaged. But in the spring, he told me he and his wife would be leaving the congregation because some members had made it clear to him that no member of the military or the reserves was welcome in that congregation. I lost a wonderful teacher. Now, some other people create an elevator speech that would take an entire ocean voyage on a ship to unpack. That's not what an elevator speech is short. So with this theology and history in mind, your homework is to spend some time creating your very own elevator speech, to have it handy when it might come in handy, so you don't have to rely on, well, UUs let you believe anything you want. There's so much more to this faith tradition. So I know you're saying, okay, Ann, we want an example. So I will share my elevator speech for today. Now, don't hold me to it, because tomorrow I might learn something new and have to change it a little bit. We grow, and our elevator speech needs to grow. But here it is for today. I was born into and raised in a traditional Protestant faith. But as I grew as a person and had a variety of spiritual experiences, it changed bit by bit. Today, I am a very progressive Christian, influenced by many of the world's religious traditions, especially neo-paganism. If I were not a Christian, I'd be a neo-pagan. Unitarian Universalism is a tradition that accepts persons with their growing edges as they form their own spiritual understanding and their commitment to social change, making the world a more wonderful place. Now, let me know how you do with your homework. If you'd like to share your elevator speech with me, you can call me, or you can send it in an email, or just grab me when I'm here sometime and say, I want you to hear my elevator speech. Blessed be for a place of spiritual growth and change.
Thank you, Reverend Ann. Always a pleasure, and I always, my head's always looking and going on and trying to think about things that you say, and then I get lost with what I'm doing up here. Goodness. Well, now we have the offering. In our tradition, congregations exist because of the generous support of members and friends. And you'll note that the pledge thing is gone. This is good. But we always still need your help. We want to do things here. We want to grow. We want to share with other people. We want to fix the building and have all kind of cool stuff to play with. So keep that in mind. To this end, your offerings support our ministry. It may be offered online also. If you haven't pledged before, this community brings you inspiration, solace, or as an oasis during these times, particularly as it is for me. Consider doing so. You can drop your donation in the baskets, mail checks in, use Venmo with UUFCC offering. You know how to do it. Help us out. Thank you. Help us all out, because we're helping each other here. Your generosity is always appreciated. And if you're here for the first time, I don't think anybody was, that's okay. Okay. Now, please enjoy The Twinkling of Keys by Jim B. during our offering. Jim, that was so delightful. I was really picturing several of you getting up and starting to dance. I was waiting. Didn't happen. Next time. Now it's time to highlight UUFCC's special events and activities. Please remember to check your UUFCC updates, which are a great resource, all kinds of dates and details in there for opportunities that you may enjoy. If you're not getting the updates, please make sure you fill out the white form. And if you filled it out, let them know at the office that you didn't get it. We have a wonderful website put on by the woman over there who doesn't want to be noticed, that is very talented in this room, and the one that's up north again. Check that out regularly. They change it frequently, and there's all kinds of goodies in there. Our web weavers. Additionally, if you'd like to have fellowship events highlighted during the service, you can email bookoflife@uufcc.org. Today, I have the following announcements. These are still available. The hats are $15, and you can get them outside, and they're really fun to wear, especially when you're out there going, I don't like what's going on in the world today, or something like that. Or if you do like it, yay, here I am. Okay. Then I have another announcement. I am happy to introduce a gentleman with his hat on, our brand new membership coordinator, Joseph. Yay.
Good morning, everyone. I'm very glad to be here, and I'm very glad that the board decided that I could be the membership coordinator. So it's very exciting for me. I want to do some marvelous things while I serve as coordinator. Membership is an important function in any congregation, and what's really important to me is that I meet your needs. So my charge is to grow this fellowship and also to sustain and support you. And that is critically important to me. So how do I sustain you? I sustain you by connecting you to community. Community, when it's functioning well, is a place of empathy and love. And that takes place through interaction and connection. So we have a long history here of many committees and groups that would meet for various functions, supporting the environment, meeting together in small groups, such as the Chalice Circles. We have had so many different groups, and all we need is to get people to be more involved and connected. So if you've got ideas for how you want to interact, what you want to learn, please reach out to me. If you decide one day that, the fellowship, it's not exactly meeting my needs, reach out to me. I'm going to be the one to help create an environment in which you feel sustained and supported, along with all the other people that work here and volunteer here. So don't leave us before you reach out to us, because we want to be that community that sustains you and supports you. So those are just a few things that I have in my mind. You'll be hearing from me with email blasts and other things, but know that you're in a rich and loving community, and we are here to support you and take care of you. So that's my message. Thank you.
This is specifically exciting and something we need right now with what's going on in the world. This is a great time to have Joseph there to help us connect, and any ideas that you have, you know where to go now. Whew. Although the rest of us all listen to each other. We're not going anywhere. We're still seeking a paid kitchen helper after the service to set up on Sundays. So if you know somebody who would like to do that for a couple of hours, we would gladly have you. And we're pretty kind to work with, and we promise to smile when you come by and do things, and and try not to put dirty dishes in front of your face or stuff like that. Complain a lot. So whatever you need, step up. Even if you want to share that job with somebody else, that's another way to go. So cool. Our closing words today are called by Susan Carlson. I got a thing here somewhere about Susan Carlson because I thought that was pretty cool. She was named a Green Fellow with Green Faith in 2015. Now, I never heard of a Green Fellow myself, but there is such a thing, and I want to tell you about it because it was so cool to me. They actually have a training for diverse religious environmental leaders, ministers, and lay people. It's wonderful. It's a UU thing, and Susan herself is a UU community minister, and she works with other people around the world. It's an international group called Green Faith that combines environment and religion, and it's a wonderful thing. If anybody's interested in learning more, I'm going to leave this out in the social hall so you can take a look at it. But I was just really excited about that because that was new to me. So our closing words Susan leaves us with are, we leave blessed by the connections to one another. Look around you. Look at somebody else here. Look at some of the people you're sitting around. Look at the people behind you. There's some people behind most of you, people in front of you. These are your connections. Blessed by our connections to one another, to the spirit of life. Walk lightly, that you see the life that is below your feet. Spread your arms as if you had wings and could dance through the air. Spread them with me and dance them through the air. If your arms are up, come on, give it a try. One arm, a finger. There we go. Look at us. Look around. Here we are. Here's your people. All right. Thank you. Feel the joy of the breath in your lungs and the fire in your heart. Live to love and be a blessing on this earth. Please join me now as we extinguish the chalice, which magically extinguished itself. Isn't that incredible? It's a miracle. All right. We extinguish this chalice, but not the light of hope, the fire of commitment, or the warmth of community. May those ideals warm our hearts until we are together again. Go now in peace. Yes. Yeah. Time out. This is my honey.
Okay, I just want to let everyone know that this is the last Sunday that the choir will meet as the choir. We do not have our choir director back until the first Sunday in September. So you will see choir members with you singing, yes. But we will not be singing over there, okay? I love you.
Thank you, Jackie. Oh, come on. All right, please join us in hymn number 1010, We Give Thanks, in the teal hymnal. And afterwards, join us for our first Sunday of the month potluck in the social hall, and feel free to join whether you brought anything or not. Thank you.